There's a graph about the British economy that worries some people, and that's kind of odd because on the face of it, it's a pretty good graph. It's a graph comparing debt to GDP among G7 countries, and Britain has the second lowest. That sounds like good news for the government, whose commitment to lowering the debt saw the Chancellor raise taxes at a time of already unprecedented unpopularity. But there's a second part to that graph. That graph compares the bond yields that interest governments pay on each bond of debt of those countries, and Britain has the highest, by kind of a lot.
I'll just emphasise the point you've made, which is across the G7 as a whole, we have the second lowest debt to GDP ratio. So, we don't look like an outlier in terms of our fiscal position, but we have the highest borrowing costs in the G7 by quite some distance, actually.
This doesn't usually happen. All things being equal, countries with lower debt to GDP pay less to borrow, but that just isn't happening in Britain.
France is paying something like 3.5% interest rates on its debts, and we're paying something more like 4.5%. So there's a whole percentage point difference, and that, given how much debt is outstanding, that translates into a big effect on our budgets. So it's a bit of a puzzle.
From a historical perspective, the numbers look far more worrying. Since 2022, the yields of British gilts, government bonds, have surged. After a decade of cheap borrowing, British debt is more expensive than at any time in 27 years.